Rajeev Samant, CEO of the company, joins us to talk about the numbers and more importantly, the outlook ahead. You argue that with the 7% uptick in PAT and about a 10% uptick in revenue, the numbers are just about okay. Rajeev, when I look at the brokerage reactions to the numbers, all of them had slightly higher expectations from you versus what has been delivered. So was it a miss relative to your estimates as well?
See, I should point out the numbers are pretty decent, considering the fact that this was a very difficult quarter due to a big one-off reason, and that was national elections. So, across the country, we saw an unprecedented level of restrictions in terms of holding of stocks, sales, holding of stocks by retailers as well as by consumers. And that has definitely had an impact. That is behind us. The good news is, of course, that Q1 is typically our lowest sales quarter. Q3 is by far our most important quarter when it comes to sales. So given that, and also given the heat wave conditions, etc., I think that the results have been pretty decent.
When you break those numbers down, it seems like you've sold lesser or premium. Your premium wines have seen a degrowth, while your cheaper wines have sold better. And I know you've always maintained that you want to focus on the premium segment because the cheaper wines are very price sensitive and hence the customers are not loyal and sticky. Are you sensing a change in consumer pattern, or has there been a change on your end and hence you're selling more of one than the other?
See, there's no change from our end. Our focus remains on our premium portfolio. Having said that, I would like to point out that it's been 8 straight quarters of faster growth in terms of our premium portfolio compared to our cheaper wines. And so this is one quarter. I want to remind again that this is typically our slowest sales quarter, in which you have seen a different outcome here where the cheaper wines have grown. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be the trend going forward. I also want to point out at the beginning of this quarter, we have reached a record high in terms of the proportion of revenue coming from our premium wines at 75%. That's a historic high. Just a couple of years ago, it was 68%. So you can see that we've really reached a level where moving forward, it's not going to be so easy for premium wines to continue to show significant outsized growth compared to the cheaper wines. In terms of consumers, so one thing that we've done during this quarter, which made a big difference to our cheaper wine sales, was that in Maharashtra, our biggest market, we have appointed a third party to sell our cheaper wines because we felt that our own sales force, 65 labels, it's a lot to focus on. And that has paid very rich dividends, strong results. It's been about 3 months since we did that. And that has lifted the sales of our cheaper wines specifically. Moving forward, we do expect that the premium wine growth will come back to more like what it's been in the past.
Rajeev, hi, good morning. Just a follow up on that, and actually 2 parts. So premium wine, you say, will come back. By when do you see that happening? Is there a similar forecast for wine tourism? Again, seasonal factors impacting that, as well as volume growth, which has come off a little bit.
So we already see it happening. We're already, of course, a month and a half. The Q1 is a month and a half behind us. In terms of wine tourism, I do want to point out that, again, we had the national elections. We had a heat wave. And, today you have a lot more choices for the Indian traveler. You have visa-free travel access to so many countries in Asia. So we're going to have to work that much harder. That's exactly what we're doing. We're going to be delivering a couple new wine tourism projects. Within this quarter itself, we have a couple new tasting rooms or expanded tasting rooms, gift shops, etc., opening on a couple different campuses. Those projects are well on schedule. We have a brand new tasting room opening close to the border with Gujarat, which is very exciting, and we have high hopes for that. And we are going to add one more new resort that's going to take until FY26 to deliver. That's adding about 30% more rooms to what we have currently with conference facilities. So we are not standing still by any means. We are continuously moving ahead and expanding.
Rajeev, are you opening up a wine tasting room in all the states which are bordering with Gujarat?
No. This is Maharashtra that I'm referring to right now.
Just kidding.
And you already have a sort of a wine route from Gujarat into Nasik. So we're going to take advantage of that.
No, fair call. Just one other thought was this number of cities where wine sampling, tasting, drinking is spreading. Is that geography expanding at a meaningful pace, or is it happening slowly?
It's absolutely happening at a meaningful pace, and in Q1, that's exactly what we saw. So several of our non-traditional markets, in fact, grew in strong double digits. When I say strong double digits, I'm talking about rates like 20%. Especially North India was our fastest growing market in Q1, much faster than our traditional markets of Maharashtra and Karnataka. Telangana continues to be an outperformer. CST has been the real star of the past 1 year, with growth above 50% or so in the past 1 year. So you're seeing definitely non-traditional markets, smaller, not just the metros. You're seeing growth across the board there, which bodes very well for us for the future.
Just one quick question. You've talked about expansion. You've talked about key markets. What is the sort of growth that your key markets like Delhi and Maharashtra are expected to see for the rest of the financial year? And also your non-traditional markets, what is the growth there?
See, I would hesitate to give market-by-market guidance. I would just give in Q1, Delhi has grown by something like 20%, of course, Delhi being a very important market. Maharashtra, unfortunately, has been a bit flat. And you had a lot of restrictions in Maharashtra in the elections, plus you had a very unfortunate incident that occurred in the middle of the quarter in Pune. There was a certain accident that has led to the wholesale shutting down of several premium outlets in Pune as well as in Bombay, etc. And that has definitely hurt us, because a lot of those outlets were our natural customers. And we hope that situation comes back to normalcy soon, and we return to a good level of growth in Maharashtra as well.
Rajeev, just wondering if the change in the Andhra Pradesh liquor policy helps you in any significant fashion? Do you see that working out well, and by when?
We are cautiously optimistic. We have been totally out of Andhra Pradesh. We've had zero sale there. We exited the market over the last 3 years. So for us, it's a return to a market which is always good. It's always going to give us a slight bump. AP is traditionally much more of a spirits and beer market. Wine is not that prominent there. Having said that, moving from zero to any kind of sale is going to be good. And we do hope that there's going to be a positive policy coming out fairly soon.
What were your sales 3 years ago when you had to exit the market?
It was not in one of, I would say that it was not in one of our top 10 markets. Let's put it like that.
Okay.
So it was a minor market for us. Having said that, given the development plans that the new government has, we do hope that we should see, and the country, of course, has changed since then. We do expect to see a decent level of sale.
Okay, Rajeev, one final question from mine at least. Any formal guidance that you are giving for FY25?
I don't really give formal guidance, but what I would like to say is that this story has a long way to go. This is a long-term growth story. Once again, we've delivered a quarter of growth. We've been consistently delivering growth, top line as well as bottom line. And so that's the way steadily that we expect to continue going. There's a long way still to go.
Wishing you all the best for that long way, Rajeev. Thanks so much for joining in, and keep on bringing some really good wines. Thanks for joining in.
Come over to us.
We'll do that for sure soon.